All right, let's build a playbook. This one is for anyone who's ever felt, well, stuck. You know that feeling, right? Like you're running in place but not actually getting anywhere. If you're ready to stop being busy and start making real progress, then you're in the right place. Let's do this together.
So, does this sound familiar? Your day is absolutely packed. You're bouncing between meetings, firing off emails, checking things off a to-do list, but then you get to the end of the day and you think, what did I actually do? You can't point to one single meaningful thing, and man, is that a frustrating feeling. It's way too common.
And see, that's where we get it all wrong. We think the solution is just to cram more into our day, to be even busier, but it's not. The real fix is a total shift in how we think about it. Real, honest-to-goodness progress comes from focusing our energy on the things that actually move the needle in our lives.
To make that shift happen, we've got to start with our mindset. This means we have to stop looking at what everyone else is doing and start focusing on the only competition that really leads to growth.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. It's such a powerful idea. It's not about fixing some broken version of you. It's about building your future self. It's about understanding that your potential is always bigger than your current reality.
So what you're looking at here are two totally different games, right? The one on the left, comparing yourself to others, chasing some perfect destination, that's a recipe for burnout. It's a race you can't win. But the game on the right, that's a game you can win every single day. It's all about being just 1% better today than you were yesterday. It's about falling in love with the process, not obsessing over some impossible idea of perfection.
So how do we actually do this? How do we make it practical? Well, we can break it down into a 4-part framework. Think of it like a growth engine that, once you get it running, creates consistent, sustainable improvement in pretty much any area of your life.
Okay, part 1 of our engine is awareness. It's pretty simple, really. You can't figure out how to get where you're going if you don't even know where you are on the map. This is all about taking an honest look in the mirror, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, and the patterns you fall into.
And look, this doesn't have to be some big, complicated thing. It can be as simple as spending 5 minutes writing in a journal before you go to bed. Or maybe getting brave and asking a friend you trust for some real, honest feedback. That simple act of asking, what went well today, and what could I do a little better tomorrow, that's an incredibly powerful tool.
Part 2 of the engine is continuous learning. You know, the best way to think about this is, it's like investing. Small, consistent deposits of knowledge just compound over time. Before you know it, you've built up this massive reserve of wisdom that can completely change the game for you. It's basically the fuel for your growth.
And again, this is not about going back to school or getting another degree. It's about microdosing knowledge. Reading just a few pages of the book, listening to a podcast while you're driving, or watching a quick tutorial online. Seriously, even 10 or 15 minutes a day, done consistently, gives you a huge advantage over time.
Okay, so awareness and learning are the inputs. But part 3, focused habits, is where the rubber really meets the road. We've all been there, right? You're super motivated one day, and then the next day, it's just gone. Motivation is a terrible strategy because it's so unreliable. But good habits, they show up every single day, whether you feel like it or not. They literally put your progress on autopilot.
The trick here is to start ridiculously small. Don't try to change your whole life overnight. Build an atomic habit, like reading for just 5 minutes. Use focused bursts of work. Put your phone in another room for 25 minutes and just do one thing. And maybe the biggest secret weapon of all, work with your natural energy levels, not against them. Do your hardest stuff when you feel your best, and you'll get so much more done with way less effort.
And that brings us to the final piece of our engine, the growth mindset. You can think of this as the operating system that runs the whole thing. It's the core belief that your skills aren't fixed and that challenges aren't things to avoid, they're opportunities. This is what keeps you going when things inevitably get tough.
A growth mindset isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through action. Every time you try something new, something that scares you a little, you make it stronger. When you mess up, instead of seeing it as I failed, you reframe it. You ask, okay, what can I learn from this? And just like that, every setback becomes a setup for your next success.
So we've laid out the whole framework, but you know what? Theory without action is, well, it's just theory. It's useless. So let's make this super, super simple. Here are 3 things you can start doing today.
I mean, look at how simple this is. Number 1, just pick one thing to improve and one tiny habit to go with it. Number 2, give yourself one single 25-minute block of pure focus. No phone, no distractions. And number 3, End your day by asking what you learned and then just jot down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. That's it. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can do this.
Okay, as we start to wrap this up, there's one last really important perspective that makes all of this stick for the long haul.
This is so crucial to remember. We're not looking for a quick fix or some magic bullet. We are building a sustainable system for growing over a lifetime. There are going to be good days, and there are going to be bad days. The goal is just to keep putting one foot in front of the other.
Because ultimately, it all comes down to this. The person you're going to be in 5 years. That person is just the sum of all the tiny choices you make every single day between now and then. Every choice is like a vote for the person you're becoming.
So as we close this out, I'm going to leave you with that question. Based on the little choices you make, the votes you cast today, who are you deciding you're going to be tomorrow? Because at the end of the day, that power is all yours.